untuk mendapat perawatan, namun nyawanya tak tertolong. Menurut keterangan Kapolres Muratara, AKBP Rendy Surya, melalui Kasat Intel Iptu Baitul Ulum, pelaku ini merupakan rekan kerja korban sendiri bernama Burhanuddin, 45 tahun. Untuk informasi selengkapnya akan disampaikan oleh rekan kami, wartawan Tribun Sumsel, yaitu rekan Eko. Baik, rekan Eko, bisa dijelaskan kronologi awal dari kejadian ini, rekan?
Sama teman-teman
Airin dapat kami laporkan dari Kabupaten Muratara bahwa tadi pagi sekira pukul 10.30 WIB Kabupaten Muratara dikabarkan bahwa salah seorang pegawai honorer Kabupaten Muratara bernama Auton Wazir ditemukan tewas meninggal dunia ya di kantornya sendiri ataupun di depan kantor. Sontak saja peristiwa itu korban yang mengalami luka membuat geger kantor Dinas PUPR Kabupaten Muratara karena suasana sedang sepi. Awalnya tidak ada pegawai yang melihat, namun ternyata korban ini ditemukan dalam kondisi ada luka tusuk di punggungnya oleh karyawan yang lain ataupun pegawai yang lain. Korban langsung dilarikan ke rumah sakit ataupun RSUD Rupit Kabupaten Muratara untuk mendapat pertolongan pertama. Namun ternyata setelah ditangani oleh pihak rumah sakit, korban dinyatakan meninggal dunia setelah mengalami satu luka tusuk di bagian punggungnya. Nah, hasil penyelidikan polisi ternyata korban ini atas nama Auton Wazir ini berkelahi dengan temannya sendiri bernama Burhanuddin.
Saya belum tahu lihat di mana. Kemarin
Welcome. Tonight I'm presenting to you when hot sex can ruin your relationship. I know it sounds very strange in a way, but it gets people's interest. When hot sex can ruin your relationship. I'm dedicating this to Hugh Fraser, who came up with the title. When I've talked to people about what do you think of the title, people are all very interested. And everybody has a sense I know where this is going. But I think there'll be some surprises on some of the things I'm going to tell you. Because I'm going to go into the dynamics of hot sex, why that happens, and how it can ruin a relationship. And then I'm going to talk about how not to get caught in the trap. I will give you a way so you're not caught in the trap. Firstly, we all know every normal human being likes hot sex. No question about it. The hotter, the better. So when I say when hot sex can ruin your relationship, it's a little bit of, really? That's one reaction. The other reaction is, yeah, I understand. So I get two reactions to it. I'm Dr. Arnold Nierenberg. I've been licensed to practice clinical psychology in the state of California since 1974. I've been in the profession over 50 years. I've talked to tens of thousands of people about their relationships, about their sex lives, about body image, how they feel about different body parts, and helping them with that. And helping people go beyond the physical, dealing with the physical, and then going beyond the physical to more emotional and spiritual dimensions as well. So when two people, what draws two people together, which will lead to the hot sex? What is it that does that? Well, look, no question about it. Beautiful woman, handsome man. That's a lot right there. But it's not enough. Then you have personality. So if you have someone that looks really hot, a woman that looks hot and sexy, or a man that looks hot to women, but the personality is not there after a few minutes or a half hour of talking, boring, nothing's going to come up. Now, when you have a woman that's hot, gorgeous, beautiful woman, really good-looking guy, handsome guy, both have good personalities, now some things are starting to happen. Personality is there. Then there's the unknown factor X, where there's some attraction. So you have to looks, personality, attraction,
Semalam nggak bisa tidur, susah payah.
and
Kan itu
if they're dating and seeing each other for a while, could lead to a sexual connection. And where they both really enjoy it, especially if they like to do the same thing sexually. They both enjoy it, and it forms a deep connection. They get bonded together, and the woman gets especially bonded to the man. The man is bonded, but the woman even more so to sex.
kan Mas Heru lihat dulu tuh kamarnya.
Because typically when a man enters a woman and ejaculates in her, and he comes out, a lot of men are just kind of done. The woman who took a semen in really carries that man for a while. That the man may or may not be carrying her afterwards, but the woman typically will carry that man. And so if there's a second sexual encounter, then it gets the bond even gets deeper, especially for the woman. I'm not saying it doesn't for the man, but the woman will get even more attached, which is normal. Very normal.
Iya, masalahnya karena
So what's missing from the formula? We talked about looks, personality, the attraction,
karena mungkin
sex,
kemarin kita
what's
hanya
missing from
lihat
it?
luarnya atau belum sempat ngecek ke dalam.
Character. Especially when people are young,
Ya tapi udah
they're
kejadian.
not looking for the character.
Nggak tahu lah,
They don't even know to look for it.
itu saya gimana.
That's where hot sex can become very dangerous because you're enjoying it. Your man always comes, has his orgasm, and the woman, especially if she's having orgasm on a regular basis,
Apanya?
so she's
Kurang apanya?
very connected. It's a deep connection.
Ya nggak tahu
Character.
tadi itu.
And a lot of times people don't know who they've gotten involved with. You don't know.
Makanya saya bilang gue
You start seeing signs.
udah saya
Say we'll talk from a woman's perspective, notices that he's flirting a bit, sitting with her, but he's checking out another woman.
cuma dia apa beli.
So there's some red flags.
Itu apa sih? Bukan hemok apa sih yang
But the sex is so good that just overwhelms it.
sleeping bag aja kan.
People don't pay attention to red flags when the sex is hot. There are a lot of signs that this is not right for you. A lot of signs. Let's use one example of flirting. But there are a lot of other signs. And the thing that washes it away, that just creates an amnesia, a mist around it where you can't see it, is hot sex. So this is where I'm going to take this to a place where you can see it's coming. This is where hot sex can ruin your relationship. Now, then you notice that you're doing all the giving. You give him an inch, or you give her an inch, and she takes a mile. It seems to be a one-way street. Do a little something for the person wants more, and not giving you something back in return. The person starts feeling used. The sex is hot enough, that connection you feel right then is strong enough. A lot of people stay. A lot of people stay. And then you find that you talk to the person, you really have trouble finding common grounds. There's not that many common interests. The values are different, the goals are different, but the sex is hot. Hot. And so it keeps it going. Keeps it going. Then the person has signs of not letting you look at his phone when he's over. Say it's going on now 6 months, 9 months, you've been seeing each other, not showing you the phone. And then there's some signs that there are secrets. But you say, well, I'm imagining it. I don't really want to pry. Enjoying each other so much sexually, it's beautiful. And the connection, in the sexual connection, it's physical, but it's more than physical. It's emotional. And the sexual experience is really spiritual. There's a real deep bonding that happens. So you're getting more and more bonded to each other, especially the woman to the man too. So there are secrets. We've seen him flirting. He's looking at other women. And then you're with him a year. And you feel so attached to him. And you've turned away from all the flags. I know you have. I know you've been through this, many of you. And then you might say something, well, where do you see our relationship going? Then you find, he says, well, he finds one way or another, not to tell you he wants to go towards a long-term relationship, finds one way or another to tell you he's not interested in marriage. I'm never interested in marriage. I don't want kids, and so forth. You find out there was a commitment issue. This guy doesn't commit. Well, what's the problem here? Let me tell you what the real problem is. Let's say the guy is 35 and the woman is, say, 31, just for example. And she has no children. She's never been married. But you as a woman want to have children, family. And you're hoping this would go somewhere, even though there are a lot of signs that it's not. But she's so good, the sex so hot, and he really satisfies you. And satisfies you more than any man ever did, even more you could ever imagine a man satisfying you. You feel that deep oneness in that. That's a time of true oneness, a sexual connection. Of course, the whole thing lasts maybe 10, 15 minutes, and the rest of the time, you feel a disconnect. So perhaps you can have sex more often. It's just to try to find that connection. Here's the thing for our wonderful ladies. Your biological clock is ticking. Yes, it is. Your biological clock is ticking, and you know it is. A 35-year-old pregnancy, 34, you're 35, is called a geriatric pregnancy. Dangerous. Your eggs are ready to be fertilized. Many of you are looking for the right man who will fertilize that and then be a partner to you in life. That's what you want, and that's normal. Normal. So his sexual potency is not done. He's 30, he'll be good 40. He could have children 50, even older. If his sperm is good, he can have children later. You can't. 35, it becomes dangerous. It's called a geriatric pregnancy. So here, the hot sex was dangerous for you. He wasted your time. He aged you. He got to enjoy you. It was fun and enjoyed you. And maybe he's looking around somewhere else. You have to understand about men, the psychology, with the genetic makeup. If you bring a cow in heat to a bull, he'll mount her. No surprise. You bring that same cow the next day, he won't mount her, even though she's still in heat. You bring another cow who's in heat to him, he'll mount her. There's a thing to spread the DNA, the survival DNA, by planting the seed in as many women as possible. Keep planting those seeds so that your DNA will continue. That's biologically, genetically driven. Every man has that same thing, and that's not just a bull and the cow. Humans have, male especially. Now, the difference between a male and a man, one word: honor. An honorable man will stay faithful. He's not going to give in to that genetic programming. He'll stay faithful, stay monogamous. He may have some thoughts, but he may have some pulls once in a while, but he's going to stay faithful. Two reasons to stay faithful. One is because he's having hot sex with you. And secondly, he's a man of honor. See, now we're talking about third dimension, looks. We're talking about personality, character. Because those looks and that personality, if the person doesn't have character, if that man doesn't have character, or if the woman doesn't have character, there's going to be pain. Oh, pain and suffering, the more attached you are, the more terrible a breakup is. The worst thing about the whole dating and involvement is the breakup. It's a heartbreak. When hot sex can ruin your relationship, and there you have it, I just showed you. Hot sex ruin your relationship. So this is the issue. I'm just outlining to you the issue. Very serious. And it's very common. A lot of 20-year-olds get caught up in this. 30-year-olds. These days, even 40-year-olds can get caught in it. That's why I say to you it's dangerous, the hot sex. You want to have hot sex? Absolutely. With the right person. Who is the right person? Some of it could be fate, some of it could be accident to find that person. It's also who we are, what we attract to ourselves. Who we are has an attractive thing, who's drawn to us. It's important. To find the right person, you have to be the right person. To find the right person, you have to be the right person. That's key. And if you're not the right person at a particular time, and the sex is hot, it could be very dangerous. Ideally, what you want is somebody you can really talk with and communicate with at a deep level. So you want somebody who's deep. You want somebody who's genuine. You want somebody who's honorable. Remember, defining honor as loyalty to your highest constructive values as enshrined in the 4 commands of honor, while seeking to cause no harm emotionally and physically. And the 4 commands of honor, we'll talk about that a little bit later. I've talked about many of my lectures. Watch any of my other videos, any one of them, and you'll see me laying out all 4 of them, and you'll see how powerful they are. She wants to be deep, genuine, honorable. And if you don't want to go through pain, you want somebody who's interested in marriage. Not just long-term relationship, marriage. That'll drive away a lot of people. Just want to have fun, want to have hook up, have some sex, enjoy it, and just go on. But I know many of you really want a marriage relationship. Now, in terms of talking to you lovely ladies, every man is going to want sex with you. That's normal. Any normal man will want sex with you. But you want a man who wants sex and more. He wants to have a real relationship with you. Recognizes you as a person, not just sexually, but as a human being who's going to listen to you and communicate deeply with you. Many women are lonely with their men, very lonely, because the men are not talking from their hearts. So maybe they're just talking about the mundane, what they did at work, description. That's okay. But they're not really saying what they're feeling. They're not really saying their thoughts about the woman, how much they love her, how pretty you are, how beautiful you are, or what he loves about you, what he likes about you, or what kind of future he wants to have with you. Really talk deeply to you. You want that. You need that. In fact, that's part of foreplay for the hot sex. You need to have that communication, that heart-to-heart communication, and you can have it. But you can't just go by looks and personality. So the first step I want to tell you is looks and personality are not enough. It's not enough. Now, when we talk about honor, we're talking about integrating the masculine and feminine principle and with character. And the character we're talking about is honor. The masculine principle is arising to the struggle. The feminine principle is nurturance and love. Trust the masculine and feminine principle. We all have it. Men have a feminine side in addition to masculine. Women have a masculine side in addition to feminine. Now, if you find somebody who's got a good balance of masculine and feminine energy, they're very dangerous. Very dangerous. Because if they're likable, you're going to be so drawn to that person. Why are they dangerous? If they're not honorable They'll use that to kind of suck you in. You'll be attracted. Think, oh, how wonderful. I so much enjoy his